you in Asia or are you in the US of A? Speaking of US of A, I was in Austin, Texas last night, flew in this afternoon, and hey, just in time to make the podcast here. Hey, Jacqueline in the comments just said that she's from the UK. Hey, what part of the UK are you from? Type in the chat where you from, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's the Iron Man Mike Show. If you go to YouTube, type in my first and last name, that's Mike, in the search bar, space Urueta, Urueta, and you will find our podcast. We do our shows Wednesday nights. That's Ansel, that's Mike and Ansel in the middle of it. And on Thursday nights, the Iron Man Mike Show. We'd love to have you as a regular listener. We have amazing guests every single week, and I have somebody in my hot seat right now on a new app called Clapper. So if you have not known what Clapper is, if you're a TikToker, if you're a Facebooker, a YouTuber, Instagrammer, or Twitter, or whatever account or podcast that you're listening to this on, or social media person, I should say, download the app, Clapper app. Look for Iron Man Mike. You will find me, follow me, and I most likely will follow you back once you jump up into my hot box here, and let's do a show. I like to interview anyone and everyone because my goal is, my philosophy is, everyone has a story, but are you willing to sit down and listen to that person for a minute? I am. I'm willing to listen. Hey, everyone. I want to welcome in. I have a special guest who is going to be on the Iron Man Mike Show on May 10th. That's right. We're going to have a panel of guests. We're going to have Eddie 4DM and a few other folks coming in here. They have a heart-wrenching story to share with you. You're going to want to listen to it. And I've got PJ Tozzi in the house right now with me, and I'm going to have him tell you just a quick little sneak peek of what you're going to be in tune to listening to on May 10th, Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Make sure you show up. Bring a box of tissues. I'm telling you. Hey, PJ, welcome in.
Oh, hi, Mike. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to give a 5-minute or so teaser of what people are going to be expectations. So take it away. Introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is PJ Tozzi, and I had an awesome life. I had great parents, and I had a father that liked to work a lot. I had a mother that, she had her issues. I had a I grew up pretty well in the process, but in that process, I also had a learning curve. I was born with a disease called fetal alcoholic syndrome.
Mm.
So when I was born, I came out as a preemie. I came out 2 pounds 6 ounces, and from there I had a lot of speaking impediment that I still have today, but I've have grown from that. From there, I had to go to private school and learn how to read and write and do all that stuff, and that was pretty good. Then from there, I went and graduated. I got to come home in '89 and graduate with my high school class in '91, and then everything from there, I learned the real world of being around people.
Okay.
For the 8 years I was home, well, 8 years after I graduated high school was a really crazy lifestyle. I worked for my father. I partied a lot. I did a lot of heavy drugs, and I started selling drugs. That was my first offense in '97. From there, 2 years later, I caught the biggest crime of my life. I got charged with first degree aggravated manslaughter
Mm.
and went to prison for 20 years. And I came home in 2019, and now I come to Clapper and I tell my story. I tell about the lifestyle of living inside the walls.
And you're talking about prison walls, right?
I'm talking about prison walls. My prison walls were Southwood State Prison, Northern State Prison, in Rawway State Prison.
Okay. So first of all, I appreciate you being humble enough and brave to come on the show. And not only just a little teaser today, but also those of you that are just logging in, PJ is going to be coming on and sharing his full story on May 10th. You're going to want to be here, Eastern Standard Time. You're going to want to tune in. May 10th, 6:30 is our we do a sound check. The show starts at 7 and it will go anywhere between 8 to 9 p.m. depending on the content. We have a few other guests that'll be on as well. So that's going to be a pretty good show. But what I wanted to share is, you unfortunately, I know a little bit about the crime that occurred, and you shared that with me offline, and I'm glad that you're able to fulfill the sentence. However, some of it was kind of, and I'm glad that you're out. And moving forward, you have the rest of your life to be a positive influence. And those of you who are judging right now, put your seatbelt on, ladies and gentlemen, because this man has a spiritual message. He's had how many years to think about everything?
20.
He's had 20 years sitting in his cell, and he did some positive things. And if you want to do a little sneak peek on a couple of these little things, be my guest, sir.
Well, I sat in there, but most of the time, all you have is time to think. So sit in cell with somebody else, and you're in your mind all the time. If you can deal with the nonsense going on around you and try to deal with the perspective of what you did, that is the whole thing all about. Just sitting there thinking about the damage that you not only did to yourself, is what you did to your family and their family. I didn't realize that until 5 years before I came home when I took a program called Focus on the Victim. Didn't realize any of it
Right.
until I took that program, and I was like, and I heard other people come in to speak, and I was like, wow, I really did some damage to some people.
Correct. A lot of times we make a decision off of emotional activities versus using logic. Before I complete my sentence, I want to say thank you to one of our listeners. Looks like Texarado Design.
Designs.
Say again?
Texarado Designs.
Okay, I had that right. It's like Texas and Colorado. Texarado Designs. He's from Colorado, and he is here in the house. So thank you. Is that a sir or him or her? Texarado? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I just wanted to say thank you. I wanted to say sir or ma'am. So it's a sir. So thank you, sir, for joining us today. I just wanted to acknowledge, without our listeners, without our followers, without our subscribers on social media, I'm just a guy up here. Well, I'm still just a guy up here having a conversation with another guy. But we appreciate you. I just want to let you know, the listeners here, we appreciate you a lot. And PJ, I'm just overwhelmed with, every time I talk to you or watch one of your videos, I learn something new every day. But go ahead, continue, sir.
The object of me doing the videos was I tried to do it on other social media apps, TikTok for one, and when I did do them, I got so harassed and so bullied that I stopped doing them.
Mm.
So I came back here in January and I decided to myself, so you could do two things. I talk to myself in the mirror. You could do two things. You could bring these videos over from TikTok and see if they come off, or you could tell a live story.
There you go.
So I said I'll do a live story, and by doing so, I think I'm trying to push it out to as far as I can push it out to, so that people can see that people can change. Some inmates come home and they don't change. Me personally, I have changed. I work with organizations outside of my stuff that I do on Clapper, but I thought that I can educate and try to down the road, if I had to mentor somebody, I can. And as of right now, I am mentoring somebody in Michigan. He's still doing Michigan time in prison. And his mom I met on here through one of my videos, and now I talk to him in in prison.
Oh, okay. So they're in prison and you connected with them before you got out?
No, I met his mother
Oh, his
here on
mother.
Clapper
Oh, got it. Okay.
for one of my videos, and we got to talking. And she said, "I have a son that's in prison right now." I asked her where. She told me. I said, "Well, I would like to be able to speak to him." So she sent me all his information. I went through what we call JPay, and that is a like a little pad like a phone, but it's not. And they can interact through you through a kiosk machine or through their tablet. And you can send them emails, and they send you emails back.
Oh, they allow that in prison now.
Yes,
Wow. Okay.
because you can't have phones. Phones are against the law. Do they come in? Yes. Can you get more time for them? Yes.
I see it all the time. Prison phones doing TikToks in prison. They make videos and then they send them out.
It's disgusting.
What's that?
It's disgusting, honestly. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's another thing now to get the phones in the prison. Uh, a woman can bring them in, or a dirty cop. And most of the time, it's dirty cops.
Right. I've heard that there, I don't know if it was a movie, if this is made up, or I remember the story though. The story, what I remember is someone used a drone to drop a phone in and they'd drop it in and out back and forth. And they were doing drops of also drugs along with phones.
Oh yeah, that can happen also.
Yeah.
That's one way of doing it. Yes.
Yep. Do a drop really high up and they just drop in the middle of the yard and hits the middle of the grass, and if none of the guards see it, it's like, hey, guess what, they
That's
got
one
some.
way it can be done. Yes.
Yeah, very interesting. Well, with respect to your time, I mean, you're welcome to stay as long as you want, yeah, but if you want to stay on for a little longer, you're welcome to. I appreciate you being here. um, does anybody have any questions in the audience? Plus, we do live phone-ins. Maybe we'll do that when we're doing Zoom next week. We'll have some phone calls. People call in. I've got an 800 number that people can call in on, and that would be neat to set that up. And maybe I could do that a little later. But the accordion busker is in the house. Hello, welcome in. Hey, everyone, let us know where you're streaming this podcast from. What state, what country are you listening to this podcast in? And do you want to share like what state you're from?
For me,
Yes.
sure. I'm from South Jersey.
South Jersey. Okay, so you're there now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't leave. I can't. I can't leave the state. I can. If I call my parole officer and ask him, listen, I want to go down and visit my brother in Florida, I'd have to get a travel pass, and I'm
Oh,
over that. So I'm just waiting until I get off parole, and I'll just jump in my car and go wherever I want to go.
oh my gosh, you can come join me on the road.
I wouldn't do all that now, Mike, but my brother and sister-in-law like, we need to go on vacations. We need to do this. We need to do that. So it's
Right,
since I've come home, I just like to be by myself.
right.
They come down and spend 5 or 6 days. After the 6th day, it's time for them to go. Um, I've been I've been so by myself for so long that I love it.
Right.
There's nothing. It's I don't have to worry about pending on somebody. I don't have to do this. I can do whatever I want.
Did you get a job? I think you said you got a job already, so you're working every
I
day?
had a job, and then it didn't work out, so I haven't got it. I haven't went back and got another one.
Okay. So,
I
are you,
honestly live off my trust fund.
pardon me?
I live off my trust fund.
Is that money that you earned while you were working in jail?
And that's my father.
Oh, your
All
father.
this that you see is my father's.
Okay, so you're living in your father left. I'm assuming he passed away. Okay, well, I'm sorry for your loss of your father. Um, did you get to? Was he alive? Did you get to say goodbye to him?
Oh yeah, I came home like I said on 6/13/19, and I got to spend 4 months with my father. Then he died in October of 2019.
Oh, bless your heart. And I'm glad that you're able to spend that last 4 months of his life, and that you were physically free to do that. And I'm glad that you were able to spend that time.
Right, I got to spend. Let's see, out of the 4 months, it might have been, I'll say, 9 weeks with him physically. The most of the other time we're in hospitals and rehabilitation centers.
Okay.
He
All right.
died from stage 4 cancer.
Okay. Gotcha. Um, well, I'm glad that you have a place and that you're not struggling. I understand there's a lot of people who do get out and they have nothing.
Yes, I think we're going to hear more of that on the 10th.
On the 10th. Yep.
I have a very good possibility. Yes, I made it. My father made it so that I could live. He knew when I came home, nobody was going to hire me due to the nature of my crime, and it's true. I've tried to get jobs since I've come home in the last 4 years, and I get denied due to the nature of my crime.
I have two quick questions for you. Two things just popped into my head. Hey, a gorgeous soul, welcome in. Oh, thank you so much for the beer. I wish I was having a beer with you, Amanda, but thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. We are back from Austin, Texas, a gorgeous soul. We're back in Mooresville, North Carolina, and I've got PJ Tozzi in the hot seat on the Iron Man Mike show. So welcome in, Miss A Gorgeous Soul. So my two questions are this. Number one, I'm an entrepreneur. And I have some thoughts and ideas if it's something you're interested in hearing, if you would like to start an income out of your garage there. So there's some things that I can give you some ideas if it's something that you want to do. The second thing is, do you get a government check at all from the state? Okay, I thought you would qualify for that.
I could have. My father chose not to because of my father was financially set. He made it to where I would be able to live without worrying about anything else, and I do.
Okay,
Honestly, without God bless his soul, without him, my trust fund alone bought my brand new house a year ago.
okay,
Um, my other trust fund that my mother left me helped me buy my brand new Lexus. So I am financially set for the rest of my life. Plus, we just sold my father's business, and out of all of us, I got 50% of all out of everything that's sold. Everybody else got 35, 10, and 15.
your siblings or cousins or
My brother gets 35% of all of our sales, and my trustees and my lawyers got the other.
okay, 50, 60, 70, 85. So that's 15% left.
Yes, 15% just in case if me and my brother drop dead tomorrow, that goes to our cousins.
I apologize to interrupt you for a minute. Amanda, a gorgeous soul, are you still here? Did you read what she just wrote?
No.
You know, oh, she is still here. Okay. I've been on the fence about that, Miss A Gorgeous Soul. And I appreciate that compliment because I wasn't sure.
For the facial hair.
Yeah. So someone told me I should just keep the goatee and shave this side, but then I discovered, hey, I've got sideburns too. I've never grown a beard, ever in my life. This is the first time ever. Now I did
Notice
grow.
that in your other videos, you're all clean shaved.
Yes. So I'm doing a special assignment. I'm going to China. So I chose to grow my hair out. No more Marine Corps high and tight. And I'm letting my facial hair because I just don't want to look like a cop or a government military veteran when I go to China. I just want to look like a scruffy dude going there. So I am an engineer, and
Okay.
so I'm going there to China. So hey, Shannon, welcome in. So I chose to grow it so I'm not like flagged and all that stuff.
That
But
makes sense. You want to
yeah,
blend in. I understand that. You're going
yes.
to a foreign country.
So, but to Amanda's point, and then we'll go back in a second. I apologize for interrupting you. But my thought was to keep the sideburns and the goatee and just shave like just this little part here. But then it's starting to grow out, and I'm like, wait a minute, maybe I'll just trim it. And I don't know yet. So,
I
Amanda,
just
I'll
let
let.
I would just let it go until it bugs the shit out of you, and then you have to shave it off.
Yeah, exactly. No, let it grow in and then keep it short. Oh, that's exactly what I was about to say. I was gonna have a trimmer, so I could, you know how like some guys make it all one length.
Mhm.
So I was thinking about doing that, but I'm kind of letting it go wild right now, right here in the mustache. I do
Mhm.
trim it a little bit off my lip just because, like, when I eat, it's like starting to go below my lip, and I'm like, I'm getting food on it and stuff, and I'm like, okay.
I understand that.
So anyway, it's just my first time here. Hey, welcome in. Those of you who are joining us on the podcast, let us know what country and state and or state you're from or province. This is the Iron Man Mike Show, and I have PJ Tozzi in the house. Hey, can you tell everyone how they can find you? Are you only on Clapper? How can they find you? What are you under
This
on
is
your
it. This is
social
the only
media?
spot I'm at. I left all the other spots.
Okay, you deleted your other accounts?
Well, no, I didn't delete my other account. I do have TikTok, and it's exactly the same name as it is here, DJ
Okay.
Tozzi. I don't change it anywhere.
Okay.
I got
That's
a Facebook page. I have an Instagram page. I have a Twitter page, but I don't use it like I use this.
Well, it's good to spread it out, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Hey, everyone that is in here, make sure you follow PJ Tozzi. He has an amazing story that he's going to be sharing. Make sure you come to our podcast in a few weeks, May 10th. We are going to have a panel podcast with 2 to 3 other men, including my co-host. There'll be 5, possibly 6 of us, and you're going to want to come listen to this podcast. Bring a box of tissue. We have some things to talk about. But back to, by the way, I just want to recognize the comments in the chat. I do appreciate your comments very much. If I don't acknowledge them all the time right away, it's just because we're having a podcast. So much love to you. I care about you all. And without my listeners and our followers, we wouldn't be here today. So your generous donations help this podcast continue. So if you'd like to make a one-time or a monthly donation, please feel free to do so. And we appreciate you. Uh, so, um, so let's get back to the entrepreneurship and the other thoughts I had. I know you're well off, but sometimes just having a hobby on the side, maybe a little income, sometimes it's fun to do that. I
I
don't,
really don't need it. I do, like I said, I do. It's called a thing my father started. He started in the same year I went to prison in 1999, called the Margate Business Association.
what is that?
And we do I volunteer for all their stuff. Like we have a bike race in June. We just did a cherry blossom festival. So I'm involved with all that stuff. So I really don't have any time on the side to do anything.
Oh, nice. So as you know, I do Ironman races, I do cycling, I do running, swimming events. They're all in New Jersey though?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one, just like the next one we have is June. It's called the Tour of Ventnor, and we start in Ventnor Heights, Ventnor Library, and we go all the way to the Showboat Casino. We turn around and come all the way back to Longport, and then we come back from there and we stop at this restaurant called Tomatoes. They have serve hamburgers, hot dogs,
Hmm.
ice cream, and stuff like that.
All
And
the
that's
healthy foods for athletes. Great.
yeah. Well, it's athletes. It's for children. We have
Right,
them
I
all.
know.
And then the next thing we have is the wine tasting thing. That's something else. And then we have our big festival.
Mm,
Oh yeah, right after the bike race, we have a called Beach Stock. And right now, I'm trying to get J Dubs and his wife to get there and show their art.
okay.
And because I sent them to the people that run the whole organization. And then we have another one called the Margate Beach Fun Fest, and that's in September, and that's a 7 day event. I mean, it's a
Wow.
7 day setup. No, it's a 7 day setup, and it's a 2 day event.
Okay. So, for the listeners and the viewers watching this podcast right now, do you have a website that they can go on and or a mail? I'm sure some people would love to get on like an email list where they'd get
Margate
announcements,
Business,
notifications.
MBA, Margate Business Association, they have their own website.
Okay. Maybe if you can put that in the chat if you get an opportunity to type it so people get the correct spelling.
Yeah.
And that would be fantastic. And I can also post it on this podcast. So those listeners that would like to check it out and maybe go to your event, we might have some people listening to this in the future from New Jersey that would probably love to go to your event. Little plug for your event there. There we go. Fantastic. Hey, welcome in, Chef Mike. Appreciate you joining. Thanks for being here today. Appreciate you. All right, so I'm going to write this down as well so I can add it. So it's Margate, Margate Business Association.com.
Yep,
Okay,
they have everything there. They like I said, my father started, and then Um, another person took over my father's spot, and then there's a lady that runs Anna Maria. She's the main person that takes care of everything else, and then she just has volunteers like myself and a bunch of others. So I just stick around because my father asked me to. I could
sure.
have left and just went back down to Florida with my brother, but I choose to stay here because this is what my father loved the best, and I'll do it until they give up and I go and find something else to do.
There we go. Do you have any goals to maybe create other events in addition to what your father has started, or do you think what he has going is enough?
Fine enough for me. I like to sit back and just not be seen, not be heard.
Right. Do you have a bunch of volunteers that come in a committee and a whole committee organization of some sort?
Yep, they do it all. And all they do is call me and say, PJ, we need this dropped off, that dropped off, posters dropped off. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
But
Gotcha.
that's how I've been. I've been that way since I've come home. I'm not that type of person. I'm not knowledgeable when it comes to that. I just like to sit back, not have to worry about nothing, and then when they need me, I'm there.
Sure.
Like today, they called me and told me we need posters put out before the race. No problem. I went and did it.
Very cool. Very good. So, what is your biggest struggle that you're going through right now since you have been out? It sounds like you said you got out on 2019, right?
Yep.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So, depending on what month it is, approximately 4 years then, right?
Yeah. Well, June will be I'll be starting my fifth year basically. Well, my fourth year. June 13th, I'll be starting my fourth year. And then I only have 1 year to go. I get off right at the beginning of 5 years. My main struggle is just trying to live my life to the fullest. That's my struggle. I don't really. I depend on other people to do a good amount of things for me. Reason that is because I do still have a learning curve. When I said I was born with fetal alcoholic syndrome, what comes with that is I can read something and I don't understand it at all. So that's why I have lawyers, I have trustees, I have my brother, and whatever I don't understand when it comes to paperwork or anything like that, I call them. They sit me down. They might have to read it to me 100 times, and I still might not understand it.
I understand.
That that is the hardest part of my life. That's just because that's what I was born with. My mother drank during her pregnancy and she caused it. Do I hate my mother for it? No, I don't. She didn't know she had a problem. So that's just I have grown to a point where most of the people that have the same disease can't function like I can. I can pay my own bills. I do pay my own bills. Um, I
Hey,
pay.
nowadays it's on automatic payment. It's simple. You just keep the right amount of money in that account each month, and you're good. Your
Yeah, I
your
have that
your
too.
your credit score goes up as long as it's on time and a little extra each month. It's good.
I have that too. I have my trust pays all the bills in the house and everything. I pay my own once a year. I pay my own insurance for my car. I pay my health insurance personally myself. That's roughly $12,000 a year. Um, and I pay all the little things. If I want to go out to dinner, if I want to do this, I pay for that all myself. But if I need money, I just go to my accountant and tell him, listen, I need a loan or whatever, and that's what he gives me, whatever I
Gotcha.
ask him for.
So, how about, do you happen to have a lady friend in your life?
I've been single for 25 years.
Okay.
Um, Reason why I haven't found a lady friend is because of when you tell somebody that the crime that you did, the first thing they do is get scared.
Right.
So every time I'm with somebody, they everybody around Egg Harbor Township knows who I am. Everybody in Margate knows who I am. I would have to leave the state to find somebody, and I choose not to leave my home grounds. Nobody's going to push me out of here.
So
So when I talk to a lady and they already have a suspicion that, oh well, what are you going to do? Kill me too?
oh, jeez. So, on that note, I was talking to a few other people, and I asked them the same question, and I'm like, "Hey, where are you meeting people at?" And 20 years ago, it was taboo to meet people online, but now everybody is meeting each other, getting married from meeting each other online. Have you thought
Yes.
about opening up a profile and putting your soul out there of like, hey, this is what I've done. Anybody
Nope.
interested and comfortable with that?
Nope.
Here I
I have
am.
nope. I tried the Facebook hookups, but nope. So
Facebook
I
has a hookup, a dating thing. I've been married for the last 10 years, so I haven't even been investing and even interested in researching that.
I can understand it. So
Yeah.
me, I personally I like I said, I'm happy just being the way I am right now.
There we go. So I'm at
Uh,
the tail end of a divorce, just so I'm clear. And I actually have a good relationship with my wife. Technically, we are legally still married up until I think 3 more weeks, and then it's done.
oh, you're getting a divorce?
Yeah.
It
So
happens.
yeah, but we're still friends. We
Well, that's
just
the
we
best
just
thing if
grew
you're
apart.
you made out that way. That's good.
Say again?
What happened is that you became friends afterwards. Is the best thing you can have done.
Yeah. I mean, we still have our moments here and there, but for the most part, we're keeping everything amicable, and that's a good thing for my daughter, who has grown attached to her and has known her since she was 5, and she's 16 now. So she's been in her life for a little over 10 years now. So yeah, because we dated prior to getting married. So yeah, almost 11 years now. I guess she's been in my daughter's life. So my daughter's 17. She was 5. So, oh yeah, maybe it's been a minute. So she's been in our lives for a while, and I've known my wife since she was 11, since 7th grade.
Wow.
Yeah. So we didn't date though in junior high or high school. I was a pussy. I had I was I didn't have a car, and I didn't want to ask anybody out on a date because what am I going to do? Hey, let me buy you a day pass. Let's go take the bus somewhere. Yeah,
Understand.
so I just didn't date anyone.
So when did you get the courage after you went to the military?
To ask my wife to go out, it was after I got out of the military. I returned back from Hawaii because I lived in Hawaii. I was
Hmm.
stationed there, and I did a class reunion. Actually, listen. The weekend that I moved back from Hawaii to California, it was I want to say it was like I came back like on a, I don't know, Thursday or Friday, and then the weekend came, and then I ran into someone, and they said, "Oh, we just had our reunion last weekend," and I'm like, "Wait, I missed our reunion by last weekend, and I didn't know about it." So I had to wait 5 years until the next one. You know how reunions are every 5 years?
Yes.
So in that 5 years, I started running into people again because I was now back in California. And so many people, we didn't have the internet back then. So I'm now dating myself, and I'm an old fart. But I was running into people, and a couple of people said, "Oh my God," when they saw me, their face was like, "We heard
Right.
you died." They heard I died because I disappeared. I was gone. And, so I had disappeared and I was,
I understand. I all the time.
sorry about that, clear my throat. But yeah, so I had to wait 5 years. And then when I finally went 5 years later to the next reunion, I ran into a whole bunch of people, and I ran into this girl that was really good friends with my wife now. But when we were talking, I said, "Hey, you ever heard from Crystal?" Because that's her name. And they're like, "Oh my God, that's right. You had a crush on her." Everyone knew I had a crush on her in junior high and high school. But I didn't have the balls to ask her out. I was too chicken. Well, I already told you why. I didn't have a car, and I was kind of embarrassed to,
Understandable.
yeah. So I didn't ask anyone out. I eventually, my junior year, dated a girl that had a car, and she was a senior, a year ahead of me.
Right.
So that was a benefit. And she went to another high school. So no one from my high school. So I'd never dated anyone in my high school when I was younger. But yeah, so we reconnected. We called her at the reunion. She called her because she had her phone number, and left a voice message and said, "Hey, Mike Urueta, blah blah blah," and we left, I think, my phone number or email. She didn't respond for 6 months. 6 months, she finally replied, "Hey, what's up? I remember you." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" I was on the gymnastics team. I joined the gymnastics team because she was on it,
That makes sense.
just to be, like, "Hey,
So
hi."
you can be in the same circle she was in.
Exactly. So,
Understandable.
yep. And I was a jock, so I was, I played football, I wrestled, so I was kind of in that athlete circle with all the
Mm-hmm.
jocks. So she responded to me, and then I replied back, and then she didn't reply back for like 3 or 4 months later. So that went on for 2 years, back and forth it was crazy. And then finally, we became friends on Facebook, and I want to say 4 to 6 months went by of just back and forth banter of, "Hey, how are you doing?" Blah blah, just idle chit chat, nothing dramatic. She would fly from California or from Reno, Nevada. That's where she was living. She'd go to Florida for work missions or work training and seminars and stuff like that. And I remember one time she got sick, and I was like, "Hey, are you okay?" She had to go get surgery, or I don't know. She did something medical happened, and I was genuinely, checking up on her, see how she's doing. And she thought that was so sweet that out of all her friends and family, I was consistently like right there, just always saying, nice messages, and that's who I am anyway. And that was it, man. From there on, we just the back and forth talk became more frequently and then all of a sudden it became daily, and next thing you know, we're dating. And then within a month of dating, we just like, hey, we're too old to date forever, and then we just fell in love and like, hey, let's get married. So I popped the question. Actually, my engagement is on YouTube. So
Nice.
if somebody does their research, they could probably YouTube and find my engagement. A friend of mine videotaped me when I popped the question to
Oh,
my wife. And the cool thing about it is my daughter was with us, and she jumped down. She looked at Dad, and she popped down on one knee too as I'm proposing. It was kind of funny.
that's awesome.
And matter of fact, oh my God, this is even funnier. Here's a hint, everyone. This is actually the shirt I was wearing the day I proposed to her. True
Wow.
story. This is
You still have it
so.
over all these
You
years?
guys ready? So if somebody wants to YouTube and find it, this is what they're going to search for.
Oh, wow.
Okay, done.
You still have the same shirt that you played softball with
Well,
or
this has
baseball?
been in my closet. It's a new shirt. It actually is a dry fit. I haven't worn this.
Okay.
This is probably because I played baseball. We do an alumni baseball game once a year. Your high school old graduates will come back and we play like on Thanksgiving. We come and we play. And so I played, I don't know, 5 or 6 years in a row. I haven't played in 10 years. But anyway, if you find my high school and you find that video, you'll find the reunion. Or, yeah, anyway, I digress on that. But anyway, so yeah, it was pretty cool. And then we were married for 10 years. So
That's cool.
there we go.
Okay, Mike, I'm going to drop down because I need to go to the bathroom and run through some things around the house.
Okay. Hey, everyone, don't forget to tune in on May 10th. PJ Tozzi is going to be joining us on a panel, and bring a box of tissues because he's going to join us for a podcast with a select group of other men and women who will be joining us. And I can't wait to have you on. We'll see you in a couple weeks. And thank
Yeah,
you for the teaser today for joining us.
you're welcome.
All right. You have a blessed day, sir.
Yep.
All right, thank you. Hey, everyone, that was PJ Tozzi, and I'm excited that he had an opportunity to come up on the show. And where are you streaming this podcast from? Let us know. I'm excited that he was able to come up. Thank you so much, PJ, for spending the last, looks like 40 minutes here with us. So appreciate you, sir. He was supposed to be up for 5 minutes, but this was a quick little 5 minute teaser. Hey, Jacqueline is here from London. Hey, Jacqueline, thank you so much. Hey, Jacqueline, how would you like to come up and say hello? Pikachu, Chili 13 is from Michigan. So I'd love Jacqueline. Do you have a moment? Would you like to come up and say hello on the Iron Man Mike show? And then Melissa. Hey, Mike, what's going on? Hey, we got Melissa from South Carolina in the house as well. Melissa joined us a few weeks ago. She popped up. Let's see. Can we get Jacquelina from London? I'd love to listen to your accent. Can you come up for a minute? Are you available? Let me know. You can raise your hand or I can send you a live invitation. I just sent it. Go ahead and click that button and you can come on up and come say hello to us. And if you're not available, that's okay because, yeah, okay, so she's not available at all right now. That's fine. Hey, who would like to come up and say hello? Because I would love to have someone else come up and share with us where you're from and anything happening in today's world. Hey, you know what I can talk about is the prison system. That's one of the topics we're going to be talking about. What's going on with our prison system? And what are your thoughts about it? May 10th. Ansel Brown and myself, the Mike and Ansel Show, we're going to be talking with 3 panelists, guests. PJ is going to be one of them, and we're also going to have Eddie for DM on Clapper. He will be here, and he's going to share his story. He was incarcerated for 31 years, and they have some amazing stories to share about plus and minuses that occurred while incarcerated. Jacquelina is not available. Grandkids asleep next to you. Oh, how sweet. I have two grandkids, and I always say hello to them during my podcast. Well, not always, but I'd like to do a shout out to Roman and Charlotte, my grandbabies, and they are adorable. But don't all grandparents call their grandbabies gorgeous? You have seven. Oh my goodness, I have two. I have two grandbabies, a grand daughter and a grandson. So, man, I'm so blessed. And my daughter, although we've had some challenges, I love her to death. And a shout out to Amanda. Thank you for giving me two beautiful, beautiful grandbabies. So she listens to my podcast on occasion. So I had to do a shout out for her. Yeah, so I just appreciate life. Those of you that know, I just got back from Austin, Texas. We did a podcast in Austin, Texas last night. Just flew back into North Carolina today. And wow, that was a lot of flying. A lot of flying. I'm actually still waiting on my China visa. I'm supposed to be going to China. And that is going to be an interesting trip. I'm going to try and go to the Great Wall of China and try and do a podcast while I'm there. Love my little people to the moon and back. Jacqueline from London writes. Thank you, Jacqueline, for sharing that message with us. We'll have to have you come up another day. Remember the Iron Man Mike show every Thursday night from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and sometimes we go from 7 to 8. So just depends on the night and what we're doing. And don't forget Wednesday nights, our new show with Ansel Brown. It's the Mike and Ansel show in the middle of it. Don't forget to follow Ansel Brown on social media. He is a singer-songwriter and a actor. He's played in 5 or 6 movies. I'd have to Google it. You can Google it right now, Ansel Brown, and check him out. My co-host on Wednesday nights, Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 to 8:30 Pacific Standard Time. PM Eastern Time. Sorry about that. I'm a big fat dork sometimes. So, hey, real quick, this is a great opportunity to do a shout out to physical therapy. A little sponsor stuff going on here. Physical therapy, that's F as in Frank, Y as in yo-yo, Z as in zebra, I as in Indian, C as in cat, A as in apple, L as in lollipop. That's Physical Therapy Balancing Center in Mooresville, North Carolina, and here's their name, their spelling. And go on there and check them out. They're a physical therapy company in Mooresville, North Carolina. And if you're looking to have a sports-related injury, or if you just have a need for a physical therapist, check out Physical Therapy and Balance Center. That's F as in Frank, Y as in yo-yo, Z as in zebra, I as in Indian, C as in cat, A as in alpha, and L as in Lima, or lime. That's physical therapy. And let's do a shout out to the team there. We've got Tamaris, who is the client care specialist. She will take care of all your paperwork that it needs at the front desk, at the front office. And of course, Lexi. Lexi is a PT, DPT, lead physical therapist. She is my rock star. She is helping Iron Man Mike get healed from a sports-related injury. I have a hamstring pull, a double hamstring pull, I should say. So she's doing a great job getting me healed up for my next race. I have my next marathon. It's going to be in October in, is it Quantico, Virginia? I need to get the exact date. It's I think it's in Washington, D.C., or Quantico, Virginia. I'll have to double check. But if you go check out the Marine Corps Marathon.com, you will be able to find out the exact date. I just unfortunately don't have it in front of me. I haven't put it on my calendar yet. However, I've registered and I'm signed up, so I'm ready to do the race, and I need to start getting on the road. Hey, let me know in the chat. Do you train? Do you do any events? every podcast I talk about nutrition, sports, and fitness. So, hey, here's the segment that we're going to talk about that now. So, my grandfather taught me this. I know I repeat myself and I say these stories, but they're real. They're true. My grandfather lived until he was 86 years old, and he played golf. If anyone knows anything about golf, he shot an 86, that's under par, at 86 years of age. He was an amazing athlete, my grandfather, and I miss him dearly. He passed away, I think it was 96, 97. It's a year or two after I returned from Hawaii back to California from the to the mainland. But yeah, he was an amazing athlete, and he used to tell me, "Hey, take care of your body now while you're young, and your body will take care of you into old age." I'm telling you, he used to have one of those rolling ball, those wheels that have handles on it, and you get on your knees and you rolled out, and then you rolled back. That was a core workout. He used to do that. And when I was a kid, I used to try and do it, and I couldn't do it. And I worked on it until finally I was able to do it as I grew into a young man. Picachilli, thank you so much for joining us. Looks like you got to go. You're having a baby rat crisis? Oh, okay. You'll have to tell me that story later. But my grandfather, all right, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you. But my grandfather would get that rolling wheel, and he would stand, not on his knees. He would bend over, still his feet flat on the ground like you're touching your toes, but he would be on that wheel, and he would roll all the way out, stretched all the way out on his tippy toes on the wheel without touching his body, straight all the way out like a Superman without touching the ground, and then come all the way back up into a pike position, and he would go back and forth. He'd do like 10 or 20 of those back and forth. And I'm like, holy geez, he was so fit. So, back to what I shared with you. My grandfather told me, if you take care of your body will take care of you. And sure enough, he lived till he was 86. Unfortunately, he passed away. Was it pancreatic cancer? He unfortunately passed away with prostate cancer. That's what it was. Miss Sexy Devil, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. But yeah, there's a second thing that he taught me. Floss your teeth. And then he chuckles. Floss only the ones that you want to keep. So if you floss all your teeth, you're going to be good. Hey, congratulations, Miss Sexy Devil just wrote in the comments, I have 25 years thyroid cancer free. Congratulations. That's a great win. That is amazing. We're talking about fitness. We're talking about taking care of your body. And Melissa wrote, that's nice. But yeah, take care of your body, stay fit, eat healthy, and your body will take care of you. I actually am coordinating with a new company, North Carolina Fitness Center. I just got a new training equipment from them. Matter of fact, it's on the back of my truck. I got it from them today. I need to assemble that. Maybe I'll do a live while I'm assembling it. Definitely not doing it tonight. I hope it doesn't rain tonight. It's in the back of my truck. It's over 400 pounds worth of iron, and I have to assemble this thing. I'm probably going to do it Saturday this weekend because it's probably going to take me a minute to assemble this. But I can't wait to use it and start working out. I'm going to do some lives, and I think I'll do a live on Saturday as I'm assembling it. So if any of you that would like to watch and check it out, I will tag Carolina Fitness in this, and I'm excited to get it set up. It's supposed to rain tonight. Darn it, that means I got to get plastic. Hey, Melissa, thanks for sharing that in the chat. Hey, I have an idea. Listen to this. Hey, Google, what's the weather tonight?
Right now in Mooresville, it's 70 degrees and clear. Tonight, the forecast is for a high of 69 and a low of 60 with rain.
Oh, with rain. Hey, Melissa, thanks for letting me know. So that means I need to go cover my truck so I don't get. So, those of you who are in here, oh, why don't you just take it out of your truck and put it in the garage? It's 400 pounds, it's in a crate. Technically, after the podcast, I could go break down the. Yeah, I could. Yeah, that's what I'll probably do. I could break down um, the crate and carry each piece into my garage and set it in the middle of my garage one by one. But that's just more extra work. That means I'd rather just carry it into. Well, I guess I could carry it into my living room because that's where I'm going to set it up at, and spread it all out there on cardboard. So maybe that's what I'll do tonight, and then I can assemble it. There we go. That's what I'll be doing. You're not that far from me. Yeah, can you drive your truck into the garage? No, I cannot drive my truck into the garage. I have a big truck. It's a diesel truck. My garage, even if I cleared it out and moved stuff out, it's too, well, wait a minute. No, it's too long. It wouldn't make it all the way in there. So thank you for the thoughts though. What do you mean I'm not that far from me? Just the backside. No, that means I have to leave my garage open and critters and people coming in my garage. Yeah, don't want to do that. I'm at the border of North Carolina and South Carolina. Actually, do you remember you telling me that? So, hey, so back to fitness. Thank you, Melissa, for sharing that. So back to fitness. I really want to let everyone know that fitness is very important because I'm going to share this with you. If you can get yourself feeling good about your working out, naturally, when you start feeling good, endorphins kick in and your mind starts telling you, hey, I'm feeling good. I'm starting to look good. My clothes are starting to fit looser. Maybe a belt notch or two starts trimming down, and you automatically start wanting to eat good, and it becomes a snowball. And once you start making it a lifestyle change, 30, 60, 90 days, after 90 days, it becomes a lifestyle change and it becomes a habit and it becomes automatically. So, the reason why I'm talking about this is because health matters, mental health matters. People who have sleep deprivation, who have depression, who have various different type of emotional challenges or post-traumatic stress or any type of mental health challenge, when you work out and you're overweight, and or if you're not overweight and if you're just working out, your endorphins make just those endorphins kick in and just make you feel good and you look good and you start feeling good. And if you can get into a routine, you're going to do well. It helps with depression. I mean, Google this. I'm not preaching to the choir here. I know you know this, and I know my audience. You guys are amazing. So I just like to remind you that you are an amazing person, and that working out. And if you don't even know what to do to start, there's so many things you can reach out to me and we can start with baby steps. What I will tell you and recommend is just start with maybe short little walks. And the hardest thing to do is your first step. The hardest thing before your first step is when you set your alarm and getting out of bed. Oh, it's so warm in bed. I don't want to get out. But you got to make yourself uncomfortable. If you can make a routine and make it uncomfortable for yourself and start doing it, then that's a win. And if you can consistently do that, that's a win. And I struggle with that sometimes. I have deep depressions and I just know when I start working out, I'm okay. I feel good. And then it might be a day or two, I might not work out because of whatever. Like, for example, I just went to Austin, Texas. Thank God the hotel had a gym. I went to the gym every day I was there. I was there, and then this morning I worked out. Yesterday morning I worked out. And the day I arrived, I went and jumped in the gym and worked out. So you just have to make time. You just have to make it a lifestyle change. You have to incorporate it into your life. But a lot of people say, I'm too busy. I don't have time. Well, guess what? You have to make time because you know what? If you don't take care of your body now, it's not going to take care of you when you get older. You know, all these little aches and pains that occur, you know, if you're consistently working out, consistently eating well, and drinking plenty of water, you'd be amazed how well your body will bounce back. Oh, it's too late. No, it's not. It's never too late. Any age, any day, any time is the right time to start. Hey, and on that note, we are at the top of the hour. And I just want to tell you that you are amazing, and I appreciate you being here today. And my name is Mike Urueta, and I care about you. That's why I do this podcast. I talk about fitness. I talk about nutrition. I talk about sports. I talk about online social media bullying. If you're military, PTSD. We talk about post-traumatic stress syndrome. We talk about just everything. You don't have to have been in the military to have PTSD, and we're here for you. Hey, real quick plug. Tuesday nights, we're starting a new radio called Clapper Safe Space. So if you're streaming this on another app and you're wondering what Clapper is, go to your store, whether it's an Android or an Apple device, and download the Clapper app. That's right. The Clapper app, just Clapper, Clapper, Clapper app. Search for, once you download it and you find a name that you want to call yourself. Mine is Iron Man Mike on TikTok and on Clapper. Be glad to follow me. And a quick little plug to, sorry about that, little cough there, tickle in my throat. But a little plug to our Tuesday nights. We have trained and licensed therapists who are donating their time. So if you'd like to go to Clapper Safe Space, Tuesday nights, every Tuesday, Eastern Standard Time, 7 to 8 p.m. And just go to Clapper Safe Space. And I'm actually the host, so look for Iron Man Mike. Follow me, and then you'll be able to find the radio every Tuesday night, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'd love to have you in there. It is a safe space for you to share anything, any challenge, anything that you'd like. We have licensed clinicians, therapists for you. All right. Thank you so much. Don't forget to follow the podcast. That's Mike Urueta on YouTube. And hey, we have a new little show happening. It's called Seriously Sophia. That's right. On Clapper. And actually, no, it's on YouTube. Sorry about that. On YouTube and maybe Facebook. I'd have to ask Ansel. But look for on YouTube, 100% I know for a fact, Seriously Sophia. She is the new latest and greatest kid sensation. So if you have a young kid in your life, anywhere between 3 or 4 up to like 8 or 9 or 10, they're going to love this show. Seriously Sophia, follow her and let them know Iron Man Mike sent you. And don't forget to follow Ansel Brown, my co-host on Tuesday nights. That's right, Tuesday nights, the Mike and Ansel show, in the middle of it with Mike Urueta and Ansel Brown. And hey, that's it for tonight. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. You all have a wonderful night. You all take care, and thank you so much for joining me tonight. Goodbye.